My mother-in-law said, I don't knock. This is family. I said, you're right. So I started letting myself into hers. 9 days later, there was a locksmith in her driveway. Wes and I bought our first house 4 years ago. His mother Diane lived 11 minutes away and treated those 11 minutes like a hallway. She had a key. She used it. Tuesday mornings while I was at work, I'd come home to a note on the counter. Your fridge is a crime scene. Love, D. Wes thought it was hilarious. That's just mom. Then things started going missing. Cloth napkins my grandmother embroidered. The little photo album from our wedding. Then Grandma Nell's serving dish. Blue and white, chipped on the rim, the only thing I asked for when she passed. I tore the house apart looking for it. Twice. You've been really stressed, Wes said. You probably packed it somewhere. It lives in that cabinet. It's never lived anywhere else. He gave me the look. The one that means you're doing the thing again. I asked Diane at dinner. She didn't look up from her plate. Honey, if you can't keep track of your own things, that's not a mystery. That's a habit. Renee, Wes's sister, laughed into her wine. I stopped asking. 2 Christmases back, Diane got sentimental after the second glass and went around the table handing out spare keys to her house. Mine included. This door is your door, she said, actually tearing up. Family doesn't need permission. Family doesn't knock. I put mine in the junk drawer and forgot it. The Thursday after the dish vanished, Diane let herself in while I was in the shower. I came downstairs in a towel to find her in my kitchen going through my mail. You have to knock, I said. She smiled at me like I was 6. I don't knock. This is family. I stood there dripping on my own floor, and I nodded. You're right. She seemed pleased with that. Friday, I dug the key out of the junk drawer. Monday, I drove over on my lunch break and opened her front door. Diane came off the couch like the cushion was electric. Oh, you should have called. Just dropping by, I said. I sat down. I stayed 40 minutes. She never sat back down once. Wednesday, she beat me to the door, stepped onto the porch, pulled it shut behind her, and talked about hydrangeas. In the rain. Thursday, my phone buzzed at 11:40. Heading out, don't come by. Friday, 11:38. At Renee's, don't come by. Saturday, 11:41. Not feeling well, don't come by. 3 texts, 3 days, all within 4 minutes of each other. All right before my lunch break. Sunday, I came anyway. The door was locked. Diane has lived in that house 31 years. I have never once seen that door locked. Her car was in the driveway. I knocked. Actually knocked for 2 full minutes. The curtain moved. I stood there long enough for her to know I'd seen it, then drove home. Wednesday, I drove past. Locksmith van in the driveway. Diane in the grass in her cardigan watching him work. I called Wes from the parking lot. Your mother is changing her locks. Long pause. Why would she do that? Ask her Sunday. Sunday is Diane's dinner. She's hosted it every week for as long as Wes has been alive. 12 of us that night. I got there 15 minutes early. I didn't knock. The door swung open and Diane turned from the stove and I watched her whole face come off. What are you doing? It came out at a volume that house had never heard. You cannot just walk into people's homes. The kitchen went very, very quiet. This door is your door, I said. Family doesn't need permission. Family doesn't knock. Nobody moved. Every one of those 12 people had been at that table 2 Christmases ago. Diane's mouth worked. That's not what You said it holding a key. You gave me one. Get out of my house. Her voice cracked in the middle of it. Sure, I said. I'll grab Grandma Nell's dish on my way. And I started down the hall. Diane got there first. She put her back against the guest room door, spread her arms across the frame and said, there's nothing in there. 12 people watched her do it. Wes stood up. He didn't say a word. He walked down the hall, stood in front of his mother, and waited. She wouldn't look at him. He reached past her shoulder and turned the knob. She let him. The napkins, the album. A stack of things I'd quit looking for months ago. And on the middle shelf, dusted, turned so the chip faced the wall, Grandma Nell's serving dish. All of it arranged, like a display. Then Diane straightened her cardigan and announced to the room, I was keeping them safe. I picked up the dish. It fit my hands the way it always had. You're right, I said. Family doesn't need permission. I walked out the front door and left it standing wide open behind me.